Hello and welcome to a special episode of the Sarah Seams podcast. My name's Sarah. I'm the maker here at this channel, coming to you from Columbus, Ohio, where I live with my partner Troy and our two cats, Alex and Moo. I apologize if I sound a little weird. If this is your first time watching, you're probably like, what are you talking about? But if you've seen any of my other videos, I'm a little bit under the weather, so I apologize if my voice is a little bit nasally or weird. But yeah, I wanted to come to you today to share all about my spring sewing plans and my kind of like process around sewing planning. And I have a little bit of a ritual around the way I do this. Not a ritual, but I do it, maybe it is a ritual. I do it at the same time every season. And that has really worked for me the past couple of years. So if you see me looking over, I'm looking at my notes. You can also probably see this massive fabric pile here next to me, and I'm gonna share all of these with you today. So how this is gonna work is I'm just gonna talk a little bit about my process, the way I do my planning, show you the board that I put together with all of my plans, and then I'm gonna go one by one through the garments that I wanna make and tell you about them and the fabric that I'm planning to make them with. So I use a My Body model croquis to sketch my figures on, and I actually wrote an article for them last year about how I plan my sewing projects using their sketches. A croquis is a fashion figure that you use to draw on, and the great thing about My Body model is that you can create a croquis based on your own measurements. So when you're sketching the clothes, it's reflective of your own body proportions. And I just think that's so amazing and so important to see ourselves in fashion, and especially in the things that we're planning to make. I should also say, for those of you that don't know, I did go to fashion design school and I do work professionally as a fashion designer. So I've been sewing for a really, really long time. And I hope that I can share some of my insights with you. And please, if you have any questions at all, leave them below in the comments. So let me show you my little board that I put together. So, I'm sorry, let's see if we can, yeah, so I just have this little cork board. And the way I like to do my planning is every season, by season, so 4 times a year, I make a new board, and this hangs in my sewing room. And I like to do it on the first day of the season. So the equinox or the solstice or whatever it may be. I'm a pretty quick sewist, so it, for me, makes sense to plan spring makes in spring, winter makes in winter. I know for some people it might make more sense to work a season ahead. If you're a little bit of a slower sewist, nothing wrong with that. It is a good thing to take your time, or maybe you just don't have as much time to dedicate to it, you know. You might want to think about planning a season in advance. So maybe you're sewing your winter coat in the fall, etc. But I do plan within the season. So on the first day of spring, I'll sit down and I'll go through all of my inspiration that I've collected on Instagram or Pinterest or through my research for work or just wherever, and I will plan out what do I want to make. And that's when I use my Body model croquis to make these little sketches, which you can see. And I look at fabrics at that point as well. So like I said, I'm gonna go through these in detail, but you can see I just put the little sketch on the board with a little swatch of the fabric, or in this case, I had to order a lot of fabric, so I just printed out a little square of the fabric to put on the board, just to have a representation. So yeah, I do want to talk a minute about fabrics. So I, in the past couple of years, have been really working through my fabric stash. And I got it down to the point where I had used up all of my lighter weight, like spring and summer fabrics. So it was exciting for me this year to be able to order fabric specifically for my plans. I do not normally buy this much fabric. It just was that I ran out. I used up everything that I had. So but it was fun to like shop for these fabrics. You'll see I get a lot of my fabrics from the same couple of places. Excuse me. I also like to buy a lot of fabrics secondhand, but for me, it's harder to plan those things. Those tend to be more of like, I'm out and I'm looking and, oh, I found this amazing fabric. What does that want to become? That's more fabric driven, versus these plans are more filling wardrobe holes or just a pattern I have to try. It's more pattern driven, and then finding a fabric to fit, or like I'm going for a really specific vision of something that another look I saw that I loved. So I do a lot of a lot of secondhand fabric shopping, but to me that's kind of separate from this planning. Those are a little bit more spontaneous usually. Okay, I think that's all I wanted to say up top. Oh, I just realized my fabric pile is upside down, so we're gonna start at the bottom of the list and work our way up. So the first thing on my plans was another closet core knit dress, and I'm actually wearing it. I already made this one. So the first day of spring was a week and a half ago, maybe a couple weeks ago. So I already got a start. I already finished something from the board, and I will put a little video in of me wearing it. I love this dress. I think it's one I'll make many, many times. It's a fun sew. It has lots of nice little details like fabric cover buttons, and it just fits me really, really well. I made another one. I think I actually shared it in my first ever podcast episode. So this is my second one. And this one is also shorter. I would really like to make maybe for fall, like one that has long sleeves and the long skirt. That's just a type of dress that I find I wear a lot. I have a ready to wear one, and I really would like to have another one. But yeah, so this is my first sewing plan, and I already finished it. It is the Closet Core knit dress. This one is available up to a 74-inch bust and a 75-inch hip. The fabric is, the pattern is by Closet Core Patterns, and the fabric is an animal print Eco Vero viscose twill. It's from Core Fabrics. So this is a Core Fabrics baby, Closet Core pattern, Core Fabrics. I haven't placed a ton of orders from Core Fabrics, but everything I have I've really liked. This fabric is super nice and drapey. You can see in the video it has lovely movement, and yeah, I'm a big fan of it. I had to look up what Eco Vero is because I've been seeing that everywhere, and I think from my research it is just a it's a certification. It's like a more environmentally friendly produced rayon. So if you're seeing Eco Vero in like fabrics and you're not sure what that is, that's what it is. It's a more eco-friendly rayon or viscose, which are the same thing. So that's the first one. Okay, second plan is the TShirt Dress by Daughter Duty Patterns. I'll put a picture in here of what the dress looks like. Yes. This one is available up to a 60-inch bust and a 66-inch hip. And I am planning to make this from a white cotton Oxford shirting also from Core Fabrics. So this is the fabric. You can see it's a PK, which is not going to come across in the video. And I'm sorry, I do have some artificial light on because it's quite rainy and gross outside. So the colors might not be exactly right. But yeah, this is just like a really classic white shirting, and I want to make the dress version of this because I saw someone wearing like a long white button-up shirt dress, and then they had a little knitted vest over it, and I'm also planning to knit a little vest this spring, and I just thought that's the cutest outfit, and I feel like this would be a really versatile piece to wear on its own, layer with knits, etc. So yeah, I'm making the TShirt Dress from this white cotton PK. Very excited about that. The next one is the Aura Pinafore, which is a pattern I love. I'll put a picture in. I have already made one of these out of a really heavy cotton bold denim from Blackbird Fabrics in this like deep burgundy color, and I wear it a lot in the fall and winter. It's so heavy and it just feels like a comfort blanket. I love this pattern. Unfortunately, it is no longer available for sale. So I'm not going to talk too much about it because you can no longer buy this pattern, but I do want to make a linen version. So I got this beautiful everyday linen from Blackbird Fabrics. The color is a cerulean, such a pretty bright blue. So this is going to be like my summer version. And I think this version, I'm going to make the one with the pockets. So Yeah, I think Melody from Sovereign Studio is planning to start producing the Aura Pinafore for sale. So if you're really interested and you have to have one, you might be able to buy one soon. Okay. Next is the T-Shirt Dress by Juliana Martaevs. I will put a picture in. I've made one of these before also in a secondhand knit fabric, and I really like it. It's very cute. The fabric is not my favorite. It's very, very heavy and it makes the dress kind of lay weird. So I really wanted to try making another version. This is a super, super quick, easy project. Love sewing knits. This one goes up. So the published pattern only goes up to a 45-inch bust, 48-inch hip, but this pattern specifically is super oversized. So you could most likely fit into one of the 3 sizes offered, but they will also custom draft your size for you free of charge, which I love to see that. Like, you know, if they're not going to print your pattern, at least they are offering it to you. So yes, it is an extra step to have to go and request that, but it is available to you in your size upon request, which is great. There is no cap. That is wonderful. This was a new to me pattern designer. I found them on the Fold line, which is a pattern database, and they're based out of Germany. So I'm going to make my second version of this in organic cotton and recycled blend striped jersey from Blackbird Fabrics, and this is navy and white. And I think this like lighter, like traditional jersey will be really cute in this with the like drop shoulder. Very excited for that. I think this will just be like a super easy wearable summer outfit for me. Okay, next one. So I was planning to make a Smalltron dress by Paradise Patterns, which I'll put a picture in. And I've made one of these before, and I made it as kind of a wearable muslin from some linen, like secondhand linen that wasn't very nice quality that I had in my stash. And the dress is very cute. However, the color was not cute on me. It was like a very like yellow beige, just not a good color for me. So it ended up not really being a wearable muslin, and I parted ways with it. But I since then have thought I want to make another one, and I still do. However, I bought this. This is also the Everyday Linen from Blackbird Fabrics. This is the color Punch, super pink, super fun. And when I got it in, I was just thinking, like, I feel like this wants to be something super easy that I can just throw on and wear like all summer. And I don't know if the Smalltron dress is that. It's very cute and comfortable, but I really want to make the tie, the version that has the bow on the back. And I don't think it'll be as easy to put a jacket over that or wear it with a different top or something. And I just love this color, and I would love to be able to put like a little jacket or a little sweater on top of this, and like then it's almost like a skirt. So after I got it in, I actually decided I think I'm going to make an orchard dress with this instead, which I'll put a picture of that in. Similar, straightforward, very simple dress. This is a free pattern from Helen's Closet. It's size inclusive, and I just think with this slightly easier silhouette, I could throw a sweater over it, I could throw a jacket over it, a top over it, or a long sleeve under it, and it would just be a little bit easier to layer and like work into my wardrobe as a basic. So yeah, I think this Punch linen is going to become an orchard dress, and I could see myself just throwing this on all summer, but then I think it's a little more transitional as well to layer up into the cooler months. So yeah, that just goes to show that the sewing plans are flexible, and I know not everyone is into sitting down and planning this to this extent, but I do think it's helpful for me to have that hanging up in my sewing room. It keeps me motivated, but I like also at the end of the day, it's flexible. You know, I don't get down on myself if I don't finish anything. I've never finished everything on one of my sewing plan boards in a season before. Like, usually I get to the end of the season and half the things are still on there, and then I just roll them over or take them off. You know, it's just inspiration. It's not a strict, like you have to make these things in these fabrics. You know, sometimes I get the fabrics in, like in that case, and they want to be something else. Like I don't try to set like strict parameters around it. It's just for fun. And it's just to help guide me through my sewing projects and keep me motivated. So yeah, that's a perfect example of how plans change, and that's fine. Next one is the Chloe bias skirt. I'll put a picture in. This is also a pattern by Melody at Soften Studio, who really makes beautiful, like timeless designs. And this pattern was actually gifted to me in exchange for testing one of her patterns. Sorry, there's like strings hanging off of this. But I love a skirt. I love the idea of this bias skirt, and I got this absolutely beautiful linen from Blackbird Fabrics. This is, oh sorry, the Soften Studios, the Chloe bias skirt goes up to a 56-inch waist. This is the soft wash gingham linen from Blackbird Fabrics in the color Nutmeg. So again, the colors aren't quite coming through right. It's this really pretty rich brown with black gingham. And I think like when it's on the bias, it's gonna be so pretty in this skirt. And I think this will be another one of those pieces that I can wear all year. I actually think it would be so cute with my Corin cardigan that I just finished test knitting for Rebecca of the Crayabea, which is I knit in black, and it's like a little short sleeve mesh cardigan, which would be so cute in the summer. But also I think it'll be a really nice piece in the fall and winter as well. So yeah, I'm very excited about that one. If you can't tell, I love linen. The more I sew, the more I want to sew almost exclusively knits and linen. And yeah, that's probably reflective here. Oh, and like heavier fabrics like denim, really good too, for me, personally. Let me know what you love to sew. I want to know, what's your favorite fabric? Tell me down below. I'm wondering if there's a bunch of other linen lovers out there. All right, next up. This one's been on my to make list forever, literally forever, and I'm sure everyone else has already made it. It is the Zara Jumpsuit. Put a picture in. This is a really popular pattern in the sewing community for good reason. It goes up to a 56-inch bust, 58-inch hip. The pattern is by Paper Theory. I am planning to make my version in navy blue Brussels washer linen. This is a workhorse fabric for me. It's a linen viscose blend, and it has a really nice texture and a really beautiful drape. And I think if I can get the fit right on this, which is going to be tricky for me, my bust, waist, and hip measurements are all over the board. I'm much smaller on top than I am on the bottom, so fitting a jumpsuit is always a little bit tricky for me. I'm determined to get this right because I want this in my wardrobe, so I will probably be making multiple muslins, and I will share more about that on the regular podcast as I work. But I really want a black version. I really want this navy blue version. I think these could just be absolute wardrobe staples. So I'm determined to finally make this season. It's been on my board for like a year. So I really, really want this in my wardrobe. Let me know if you've made the Zadie, if you made any fit adjustments or what you think about it. I'm sure it's popular for a reason, you know? So yeah, I'm gonna be making the Zadie in this navy Brussels washer linen. Finally. The next thing is a top to make a full outfit. So I am planning to make the Ashen top. I'll put a little picture in. This is a great beginner pattern from Helen's Closet. I've made so many of these, like so many of them. I have a little like side and side, like 2-colored hack of this. I really have like a favorite style that's like a V-neck hack of this. And I'm gonna make another one out of this emerald green linen from Blackbird Fabrics. And this is to match a skirt that I already made in the same fabric in the fall. So I made this really pretty, like super full gathered skirt from this. It started out as a dress, and the dress did not fit at all. It was way too small. So I salvaged it into a skirt, but it's such a very specific bright color. I have found I have a little bit of a hard time incorporating it into outfits. So I thought I would wear it more if I had a matching top, because we love a faux dress moment, a little matching set moment. So I ordered a little bit more of the same fabric, and I think I'm gonna make the round neck version of this top with the bias bindings, but I think I'm gonna add a side slit I think I want the sides to be like open, like a split hem, pretty deep. So it's like a cute little like crop tunic situation. So yeah, that's my vision for this. We'll see how it turns out. Some kind of matching top for the skirt that I already have to make it easier to wear. Next is the Pierce Vest. This is a new to me pattern and designer. This is from Ensemble Patterns. It goes up to a 48-inch bust, a 51-inch hip, and I'm going to be making this from some Heather Gray French Terry that I got in a fabric swap last year. I actually already made some Nini culottes from this, and this is just leftover. And I thought this little vest is so cute, so I'm going to make the most cropped version, and I think it'll be adorable to wear with any of my skirts or over a dress. I'm excited to have this. Like I said, love sewing knits. Seems like it's going to be a pretty quick and straightforward project. So I will report back about this, the pattern instructions and everything. Like I said, I've not used any of this company's patterns before, but I am excited to try it. Next up is the Midway Jacket by Les Perlines. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. It is French. Les Perlines. I don't know what it means. This guy goes up to a 55-inch bust, a 60-inch hip. I have made one of these before. I made it in this really crazy secondhand like boucle fabric that I got, and it's very chunky. It's kind of my outside like working in the garden kind of jacket. Excuse me. The cold, excuse me. Anyways, it's kind of my like outdoor jacket because it's very big. This is a very oversized pattern. I actually had sized down once already, and I'm now going to size down again, because it just has a ton of ease built in. I mean, I could wear a super bulky sweater under my first version and still I would be like swimming in it. I made the crop version. It is very cute. It has a very clever pocket construction. The front pockets have a flap and you can use them from the side, which is kind of cool. It's very utilitarian design, and it has these cool like tulip cuffs as well. This is a great, fairly new to me designer, and I'm loving everything that they're putting out right now. Very size inclusive, and just like really interesting designs. So I'm gonna make another Midway jacket, and the fabric that I'm using is this really pretty cloud printed denim. I'm obsessed with this. I got this in the Blackbird Fabrics Remnants sale, one of the first ones that they did. And I think I have like 3 yards of it, or 2.5 yards of it. So I think it's gonna be just enough to make this. And I think it's just gonna be really cute as like a little crop jacket with these cargo pockets. I don't actually think I'm gonna put buttons on it. I put buttons on the first one, but because of the oversized nature of it, I think even sizing down, it's still just gonna be kind of more of a like throw it on jacket and then a button it up jacket. And I saw that Siri Kate on Instagram, her style is very inspirational to me. She made a beautiful dark denim version and didn't put buttons on it. And I think I'm just not gonna put buttons on it because it kind of, I don't know, I don't want to say it like ruined the look of the first one that I made, but that fabric was super thick, so they're kind of messy, and I just feel like it doesn't necessarily need it for me. So I think I'm just gonna have this cute little pull-on jacket out of this really beautiful cloud printed denim. And that's gonna be a great layering piece for spring. All right, 2 more. Are you still with me? Trying to get through them fairly quickly. This is actually less than I usually have. I usually have like 25 things on the board, and I tried to scale it back a little bit this time because I've been knitting so much more and I don't have as much sewing time. But yeah, okay, second to last one. I love bodysuits, wear a lot of bodysuits as layering pieces, especially in the winter, but I wanted some short sleeve versions for the spring and summer. So I'm going to make some Rowan bodysuits, the short sleeve crew neck version. I have made this before, this exact iteration, but I used like it wasn't the right fabric. It didn't have enough vertical stretch. So when I went to put it on, it came to like here. It was just like way too short. So yeah, I'm gonna make a couple versions of this using the, what is this fabric? Medium weight bamboo rib knit from Blackbird. This is the navy, And you can see those nice wide wales on the rib. I love this fabric. It's one of my favorites. And also in black. And there's quite a bit of fabric here. I'm hoping I will have enough left over to make some little like fitted tank tops. Maybe the Wyland tank from LB Studio Textiles. I'll have to check on that. Everything will be down in the description box below if you're interested in any of the patterns or fabrics. But yeah, I just made that mesh cardigan, and I have some other more like sheer tops that I'd really like to have like a fitted little tank top to wear under them. So yeah, I'm hoping I'll have enough left over of these to make a couple of those. Last one has also been on the to-do list since last spring. This is the Wallace Active Dress by Seamwork. It is available up to a 54-inch bust, a 58-inch hip. I'm going to be using a Stretch Performance Knit Wicking Recycled Polyester. It's a lot of words. In the color Sky Blue from Core Fabrics. Here's that. It's a very pretty dusty blue. It has a really nice stretch and a very cool hand. That's that wicking technology. And I really want this just as like a little, like, we're going to play tennis or we're going for a walk, and I just want something active to throw on that I don't feel like, I don't know, I just thought the little skirt is cute, but I'm also tempted to make it without the skirt, because I feel like these little like catsuit, like shorts, tank top, one-piece bodysuit situations are very popular right now. And I feel like that might honestly be a little bit more utilitarian than having the skirt on, because I feel like with the shorts, I could wear it as one piece, like under a dress, or I could wear it with just like a sweatshirt thrown over top. And I mean, that would be cute with the skirt too. But I like the idea of it as almost like a base layer as opposed to like a tennis outfit, you know? So we'll see what I decide. I'm gonna make something in that realm with this. And there's quite a bit here, so I might end up making another like Wyland tank or something with this as well. We'll have to see. But yeah, it's a really nice performance fabric if you're looking for something in that nature. I think that is it. So yeah, I hope if you bared with me this whole time, thank you. Just sitting here talking for 30 minutes about my sewing plans. I will try to probably plan to do one of these videos every quarter, every time I make some new sewing plans. But like I said, it's all flexible. So hopefully if you watch the regular podcast as well, you'll see some of these things popping up throughout the season as I'm working on them. But I'm sure you'll see other things too that weren't planned, because as much as I love to plan, and the planning part of it is fun for me, that's part of why I do it, I also love to be spontaneous and let inspiration carry me where it may. And that's what I would suggest to you all as well. You know, it's do as much or as little planning as you want, but these things, these crafts that we do are hobbies and they should be fun. And so I try to let my inspiration dictate what I make, and the plans are just a guide. So yeah, oh sorry, I just got distracted by a giant squirrel outside the window. Anyway, thank you for being here. If you liked the video, please subscribe, please like the channel. I hope you'll check out some of the normal podcast episodes as well. And I would love to hear from you down in the comments where you're watching from, if you're planning any spring sewing projects or any spring planning at all, spring garden planning, knitting, any other crafts. Let me know, love to hear from you. Thank you so much for being here. Bye.